Here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Glad you stopped by. And if you're brand new, welcome. Grab a seat, stay a while. But do me a couple favors first. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Go next door, ring that bell. Make sure it says all so you know when the next video pops up. Hit that like button. And before you head out, drop a comment. If you're of the over 700 regulars here, welcome back for another round. As you also hit that like button. And before you leave, drop a comment. Because YouTube does love those comments. And of course, share this video out on all social media. Instagram, X socials are down below in the description. Again, check out the link to that Joker Voice merch store. Joker Voice, and Wednesday night is overbooked exclusive merchandise. It's cool stuff, I'm telling you. And wow. Major story broke over the weekend, and yes, as the thumbnail indicates, we will be covering that. But there are also stories that are of note involving Vince McMahon, WWE programming, and an AEW talent taking shots at Paul Levesque. And yes, we will be talking about one Mariah May.
She's hot, definitely hot.
I know, but first, there are some stories we got to cover. Like, do you remember when we were told that Smackdown would temporarily be a 3-hour show? This happened upon moving to the USA Network when Raw went over to Netflix. I mean, I distinctly remember hearing the word temporary, as in 6 months, as in not much longer once 2025 started. Well,
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
apparently USA Network executives just don't have enough Law and Order episodes to run, and actually are quite happy with the viewership numbers for that third hour. So, for the foreseeable future, SmackDown's going to remain a 3-hour show.
Fuck.
Now, last week I gave y'all a story about disgraced former WWE owner, chairman of the board, CEO, blah, 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 Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Well, that story was about his legal issues with Janelle Grant. There, however, has been a rumor that behind the scenes, Vince was looking to buy back the WWE from TKO and reassume power. Well, with the record profits, I don't see that even being a possibility. I mean, Endeavor TKO would have to want to sell the WWE. Well, according to Fightful Select, they have put this rumor to bed, as Vince is absolutely not making a bid to purchase the WWE.
Oh, thank God.
Now, for our next story, we have an AEW talent that is taking shots at the WWE. Surprisingly, this time it's not Will Ospreay. This time it is Montel Vontavious Porter, aka MVP, has had some choice words about the booking of Paul Levesque after he took over creative control from the WWE from Vince McMahon. In particular, the booking of his Hurt Business co-member Bobby Lashley, the former two-time WWE champion under Vince McMahon. Paul Levesque's regime, the creative direction was going a lot younger, and there just wasn't a spot for Bobby at the top of the card. So he had him in programs in and around the mid-card and also working with other factions.
That makes sense.
So once contracts were up, they took their talents over to AEW, where now the Hurt Syndicate, with Shelton Benjamin, age 50, MVP, age 51, and Bobby Lashley, age 49, are currently in AEW's mid-card as the tag team champions, and with no creative plan and no creative push for Bobby Lashley to be a part of the main event scene anytime soon. Yes, it's time. The reason you're here. Let's talk about former AEW Women's Champion Mariah May. Now, Mariah came into AEW as a relative unknown from Stardom in Japan, signed a 2-year contract, and in this very short time, found herself in the top women's story involving Timeless Toni Storm. As her understudy, a little protege, she ended up winning the Owen Hart Classic tournament, giving her a title shot in one of the best angles where she turned on Timeless Toni Storm. She would then go on to win the Women's World title at All in front of her hometown of London in Wembley Stadium. Now, her looks, her in-ring ability, and her acting chops made this not only the top women's story in AEW, this was the top women's story in all of professional wrestling, period. And this culminated with the Hollywood ending the feud between her and Tony at AEW Revolution.
Well done. Well done.
It was leading up to this that Mariah informed AEW president Tony Khan that she would not be re-signing with AEW once her contract expired, and her plans were heading to the WWE. Well, after Revolution, she was no longer seen on TV, has not been seen on TV since, which has landed her in what is now known as Guantanamo Bay. That is never getting old. Now, about a little more than a month ago, Russell Votes reported that the WWE was set to offer an outstanding offer to the soon-to-be free agent, which apparently Tony has matched and even offered more money, but much like Stephanie Vaquer, Mariah has said it's not about the money. WWE has always been the goal. And last Friday, on AEW's website, their official website, Mariah May has officially been removed from the AEW roster. This usually means that they are done with the company and are set to be released soon. PW Insider has reported that once her contract is up, the WWE arrival is imminent. So it's no longer a question of if, but when. When does Mariah May arrive in the WWE? Now, I have heard her contract is either up in autumn or this summer. Now, if it's this summer, depending on the date, I would not be surprised if her WWE TV debut is at NXT Great American Bash, which just so happens to be on the same day as AEW All In.
I'm just saying.
But these are just some of the stories that we'll be covering this week, along with final Money in the Bank predictions. You know the time, 6 p.m., this channel, Pacific time. Me and the guys talking about Wednesday night is overbooked. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, folks. Again, quick reminder before you head out the door, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hey, thanks for sticking around this long. I appreciate it. And I will see you folks all very soon. Hope you had a great weekend. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. Always have fun. Keep talking. Keep smiling. Until next time.
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right, Cliff?